going on, guys? And today I want to talk about the best budget phones that could replace flagship ones. But some of these are going to be budget flagships from a few years ago. So the first one we have is the Note 8, and this device is actually really nice. It has 12 megapixel camera and an ultra wide camera as well on the back of it. You're also getting 64 gigabytes of internal storage as well, which is cool. 4 gigabytes of RAM, an S Pen at the bottom if you're like somebody who likes to take a lot of notes. This thing also does have Snapdragon, which is actually going to be the older one, but it still works really well. You could play Fortnite on this thing and all your games. A 6.3 inch quad HD display, Super AMOLED. So you're going to be able to take all your notes, and it's also water resistant, IP68 dust waterproof, and wireless charging as well. Also, this thing is really smooth when it comes to like playing Call of Duty or any other graphic intensive game for that matter. Everything is basically going to be really smooth with that that Snapdragon 835, which is cool. Overall, the Note 8 is going to give you a really nice flagship experience. You're going to be able to use a lot of the features that they do have to offer. Just a variety of different options to choose from. 3000 milliamp hour battery. You get all your notes and things like that. Translate. Just a whole lot of features built right into this thing. But let me know what you guys think about this phone and everything that it does have to offer. For the price of $290 right now, you might be able to find it a little bit cheaper. Now, the Honor 9X Pro is a really good device. It has triple cameras, 48 megapixel AI camera, nice glass body, really nice reflective design all across it. You're actually getting this, it feels like a mixture between glass and metal. So you're getting this might be plastic frame, but it kind of feels solid. So yeah, this is definitely metal. And you're also getting the Type-C charging at the bottom, headphone jack as well, side mounted fingerprint sensor. You're also getting a really snappy and fast device as well. It also does come with liquid cooling and a Kirin 810 CPU, 8 megapixel, 2 megapixel camera, 8 gigabytes of internal RAM, which is crazy for, I got this device for around $330 brand new. You also get 128 gigabytes, the MUI 9.1.1 and Android 9 on this device. So it's actually really good as far as specs. The chipset is a 7nm. It's the world's third 7nm mobile AI chipset in the world. It's really good. It's basically a 75% CPU performance upgrade from last year's models. You're also getting that pop-up selfie camera in the front, which is actually really clear, just to say the least. It's really good to take photos with, so I wasn't complaining about it in any way possible. Now, when it comes to the gaming on the Honor 9X Pro, it's going to be actually really clear and really smooth with that 7nm chip that they're actually using inside of it. So it's going to be really smooth, really clean. You're not going to have any issues with the gaming experience with this thing. Honestly, when I was gaming with this thing, there was not one stutter the whole entire time. But honestly, you're going to be able to play really good games on this thing, and honestly I would definitely recommend this for gaming with that cooling chip that they put inside of it as well. Oh wow, he caught me off guard. But yeah, I could definitely say this is one of my favorite mid-range flagships, and it came at $330, but right now you could probably get it for like $290, which is actually really good. So I wasn't mad about that part. Actually, was really happy about that part. But yeah, this thing is like a gaming beast. And you can see right here, you're able to just, you know, play this thing really well. I didn't have any issues with this thing in any way possible. But and you're getting that 7nm processor with the cooling chip, the 810 Kirin processor, which is actually really clean. So, you know, I could definitely say the gaming performance was really good with this thing. Another budget device that's actually a steal, and it's coming in at $200, is the Realme 5 Pro. Now, prices can fluctuate. I was able to get mine for $200, but I actually saw that the website has it for $228 right now. But the Realme 5 Pro has 128 gigabytes of internal storage with 4 gigabytes of RAM and a Snapdragon 712 AIE processor with a 48 megapixel camera as well. So you are getting also some a quad camera setup as well. So you're getting the 8 megapixel ultra wide as well as the 2 megapixel dedicated macro and 2 megapixel dedicated depth sensor as well, with the fingerprint sensor that is laser quick, and also just a really super quick processor and interface. Also, you do get dark mode, even though this thing doesn't have Android 10. I was able to put this app right here on it called Dark System Wide, and it's in the D right here. And this one actually just made the whole system dark mode for all apps. So you could even see like anything that I open with this thing, you're gonna get dark mode even with Facebook. So honestly, this is a really good device, and it's probably one that I use every day. You're also able to play games like Fortnite on this thing. So I honestly gotta say this thing is really good for the price of $200. Now the screen size is plenty big at 6.4 inches. It's an LCD display at 2340 x 1080. You're also getting the color OS 6. And overall, I gotta say this is a really good price with a really nice value. It's probably gonna be one of the best values here on this list, in my opinion. But you definitely would need to get the Cricket SIM card or AT&T SIM card for it to work, as I did notice. You know, you did need to get that if you live in the US. But overall, this phone does have a big 4,35 milliamp hour battery with a VOC charging, which is actually really cool. So I could definitely say this phone is really suitable for every single thing you want to throw at it. Now the Realme 5 Pro uses a 10nm processor versus the one we saw before, which was from Honor, which had the 7nm. But this one is still really good with an Adreno 616, 64 gigabytes of internal storage, 4 gigabytes of RAM. You do get, you know, basically 83.6% screen to body and 409 pixels per inch as well. Gorilla Glass on the back, a plastic frame all around it, and a splash resistant body, which is kind of cool. So you can kind of dip it in water, but not really, like it's just splash resistant, but that's still good enough. Like I said before, Fortnite is on here, so if you want, you can game to your heart's content with all the most popular gaming titles such as Call of Duty, Fortnite, PUBG, Asphalt 9 and stuff like that. A lot of people like Fortnite, a lot of people like really good cameras as well, and just a really nice overall design on a phone. So with all of that in mind, you're basically going to be able to get, you know, like a ton of performance out of this thing in 2020. And now I don't really play like Fortnite too much, but I could definitely appreciate it being on this device, especially since a lot of other people appreciate it. So, you know, that's pretty cool. Now the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 Pro is an unlocked global phone, which can be used on pretty much any carrier throughout the whole world. Comes in the mineral gray. We have the forest green right here. It also comes in a white color, which also looks pretty dope. Now you do get 64 megapixel on the back of here, which is crazy because it's gonna be really nice. It has an AI camera on here, which is really good. You're getting a triple camera setup on the back of it. The screen is actually 6.53 inches. You get a variant of 6 gigabytes of RAM right here, but you also do get an option to get 8 gigabytes of RAM. Also does have 4,500 milliamp hour battery. So this phone was released in August of 2019, which was and actually it was available for most people in September, but that's when it was actually available. And the screen was actually really nice. It has Gorilla Glass 5. It does have HDR, Android 9.0. Also, it does have that G90T 12 nanometer processor. The 64 megapixel wide, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth sensor. You also do get NFC on board as well, and you also do get a plastic body, a really nice back on here, which is really solid. It has a nice weight to it, which is really cool as well. Now, when you take a look at the panel, you can see it's really nice. It does have the app tray, which was recently downloaded on here. Really nice themes and options to choose from when you're messing around with the options for the lock screens and different themes on it. But I was really liking this device, and overall I could say that it was one of my favorite flagship mid-range devices for about $230. But altogether I could say that the phone definitely stood out to me in many ways. The phone also does have a IR blaster at the top for controlling things like your AC or your TV or VCR or pretty much anything of that nature. But you do gotta make sure that when you're using this thing that you don't actually cover the speakers, because they're right there on the side of it. But you see, this thing is just really smooth. It's so realistic as well. And overall, I could definitely recommend the Xiaomi device. They're just really good devices overall. But if you did find this video helpful in any way possible, make sure you hit that like button down below. Also hit the bell icon as well. Make sure you get notified and become a member of the crew. But I appreciate every last one of you. You guys are the real MVPs, and make sure you stay locked in with me, crew. But in the meantime, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending on where you are, later, crew. Peace.